Hello there. Good evening. Thank you for joining me on tonight. We are going to deal with the narcissist double bind. We're going to discuss what that is. And what it is a no-win situation for the supply. No matter what you do, you can never satisfy the situation. You're not going to win them. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. And the narcissist will blame you for loving them, but they need your total devotion. They need your absolute faithfulness in loving them, giving them all of your attention. And then they criticize you and crucify you for loving them. This is what we call the double bind. Hello there, Danielle. Hello there, Karen. Hey, Ernestine. How are you? We discussed this in Clubhouse, and you can go on Clubhouse Destiny Helper House, and you can go to the replay and listen to that. Many of you are in this situation where it's a double bind. No matter what you do, you can't win. The narcissists want you to love them, and they tell you, you don't love me. You don't give me all of your attention. I don't have your total devotion. And so now you started a process of elimination to make sure you give them the absolute attention. And when you give them your absolute attention, now they're angry at you for loving them. They said, now you're smothering me. You don't trust me. You're stalking me. I can't even breathe without you. Yeah, but you just told me I wasn't showing you enough attention. Yeah, but now you're smothering me. You're like a python. You're choking me. You got to give me room to breathe, so you back off. And when you back off, oh, so there's somebody else in your life. You're backing off from me. See, it doesn't matter what you do with a double bind situation, circumstance. You are set up to lose. And the narcissist need to put you in training because self-infliction occurs, and it occurs with a double bind. You don't know what to do. It causes confusion. You don't know what they want. You don't know what to do. And then if you stay in that situation, it's not the fight with the narcissist. It's your internal fight that the narcissist want. They want you to battle within. They want you divided within. They want you insure within, because the fight within goes everywhere you go. Okay, there you go. Let's get, there you go. Thank you so much, Danielle. See, so when you are dealing with a double bind situation, you can't win. It's not set up for you to win. It's not set up for you to conquer. It's not set up for you to strengthen yourself, to get confidence, because your confidence is the narcissist's enemy. They need insecurity. Why? They need you as a portrait of who they see themselves. See, when they first get you, it's the strength they saw. It's everything they didn't see in themselves. That's what they saw in you. That's what drew them to you. Absolute Clubhouse, your Destiny Helper Room, Effective Communication, Tuesday, 7:45 a.m., 9:45 Central Time, 10:45 Eastern Time. Download the Clubhouse app. That is excellent. And that way there's an audio. We have audio in Clubhouse. Here you can write your comments, and we will read your written comments. But do you see what I mean in the double bind? And many of you got caught in the trap of the holiday hoover. They hoovered you this holiday. Why? Because you didn't want to be alone. And then you was already struggling with rumination. You was already crying over them. They had newly left. You hadn't been without them for a while. And when they leave, they will only leave for 3 days, and then they'll come back. She's a one revelation. The request of the narcissist is to the supply are so contradictory to the behavior concerning them. Of course. Because if it was congruent with you, they would be pleasing you. But the narcissists don't want to please you. They want to please themselves. They want you to struggle with you while you're pleasing them. And they want you, like Karen said all the time, they want you on that hamster wheel, fighting and running and doing and never making any thing finished, complete. All of these open projects never satisfied, because a narcissist is going to make sure that you never get closure. Because if you don't get closure, you'll never get a finish. You'll never get an answer. You'll never get satisfied. And the narcissist want to make sure you are never satisfied. You are never whole from anything you do. So if you're there with them 15 years, you're never whole. If you're there with them 20 years, you are never complete. The narcissist never wants you to complete. Because once you complete, what do you need them for? And if they're going to be in your life, the narcissist makes sure that everything they do brings them back to you. She said everything the narcissist love about you with the love bomb. Then they devalue the target by abusing the target for the very thing they were praised for. The narcissistic double bind. You don't win. You can never win in a double bind situation. You are never relieved in a double bind situation. Danielle said, I've never placed my expectation in the hands of a narc ever again. No, because you know what, Danielle? It'll never be complete, and it's always a lie. It's always a lie. A narcissist will look you in the face with intensity and act as if they're really concerned, and they would never, never comply. Good evening, Felicia. How are you? The narcissist can't be satisfied, and they will never satisfy you. Even if they were sexual experts, they will never satisfy you. Why? Their satisfaction was for them. They cater to you so they can get what they want. They do what you want just to get what they want. There's always an ulterior motive. There's never a pure motive behind the narcissist. Never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, never. He said, not even just once. Because who you think you love, you don't know. That is an actor. That is a character. Because if you stay with them long enough, the character is going to unfold. They're going to become another character. And you're like, who is this? Where did he come from? Where did she come from? How is she manifesting this? And they just told me they love me. They just told me they'll do anything for me. It's not what you do for them. For you, it's what you can do for them. That's why they're there. And remember, a double bind situation, you never win. You're going to always come up short. And the longer you stay with them, the worse the treatment is going to get. Because they're going to penalize you for the continuum. They are going to condition you to pain. And the narcissists know how to cause pain. Even if they're not your type, you end up with them with your type. You're like, what is this? I wouldn't normally look at a person like this. But you did. And guess what? You wouldn't normally, but you're not operating in a normal situation. This is not a normal relationship. This is a situationship. This is a transaction. A transaction always have payment for service. What payment are you paying with your life for the servant's requests by the narcissist? Because you must pay for all activity. None of the activity is free. None of it. Whether you know it or not. Ignorance is even better with the narcissist, because the less you know, the more they can do. The less you know, the more they can perform. And when the parents get involved, Danielle said double bind equals bait and switch. Woo, that's good right there. And that's exactly. They bait you in and switch. And you know what? They always live a life of cross fingers. Because it's a lie. The hardest thing is to know that what you love was never real. to know what was said to you about love was never real. To spend 20, 30, 40, 50 years with somebody and it wasn't real. And you know it wasn't because you've been there for 50 years and you cannot say with total confidence that you ever felt that you were loved by them, that you ever felt that they really cared, that you ever felt that they had your back, that you ever felt there was compassion. Double bind. You have even questioned, how can somebody that love me do me like this? How can they love the kids? Do you know what it takes to have a baby? It don't take love. It takes sex and the sperm fertilizing the egg. It don't take a commitment. It don't take loyalty. It just takes what it takes to fertilize that egg. She said the hardest thing is to walk into it knowing all the red flags. Yes, ma'am. Because you already know up front what you're going to get. And nothing is surprising. It's like seeing a movie and having the script, but now you're playing the part. And when you play the part, you are playing it so well that it's synergy with the character and you until you get mixed all up. When you play the character, a lot of actors that play a deep character have to go to therapy to release that character out of their life. When you get trained to play the character, now you got problems. Let go of the character. Why? Because now you don't know the difference between the character and you. You think you're the character. That was never who you are. That was who they were. And like Danielle said, it's bait you and then switch. Have you ever stood in the mirror and just looked at yourself? And the question in your mind is, who are you? Or what have you become? Or how did this happen? Or how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get here? You're asking your question because you was a pretty sensible person, a pretty reasonable person. Karen said the somatic, very sexual narcissist insists on sex night and day. They deliberately make the target late for work. They withhold sex, accusing the target of being sexually demanding, the double bind. See? Absolutely. Because if they spend all the time with you in the bed, they know you're not going anywhere. And they know you tired of them. You tired of the frustration. You tired of the sleepless nights. You tired of cooking something they say they love. You put it on the table and they ask, what is this? And you said, this is what you told me the other day that you wanted me to do again. Because you really, I hate this. I can't stand this. Why would you bring me this? Like you loved it the other day. They're like, we're not in the other day. We're in today. And get this off this table. How dare you say you love me and you've been with me for 15 years and you don't even know what I want? You said what you said that is not what I said. So you keep accusing me of what I said and you know me. They never say I didn't say that. Some of them will say I didn't say it. And you're like, but you did. They said, you know what? You've always had a problem accusing me of something. I didn't do it. I didn't go to these places. I didn't say that to her. I didn't do that to her. And you always, I'm tired of you accusing me. And you're like, wow. Why? Because it doesn't matter what I do. You are not happy. Can you imagine being in love so hard? You're loving them with everything you got in you. until no matter what they are, how they are, you would just rather have them there. But every time they are there, it is a major whirlwind. It's a storm, and your body's releasing cortisol after the yin yang. Your adrenaline is everywhere. Flight, fight, freeze, fawn. Every day, all day. There is no power to stop this. Your mind is tired. Your emotion is tired. Your stomach is upset. You can't really eat. Your sleep is interrupted. Your focus is broken. And you got kids and you're trying to take care of them until it feels like you are moving in slow motion. And you're grabbing your head because the migraines, the headaches. And when they know you have the headache, they tell you, can you go fix me that dish I like? Because they know your head hurt. You get up because you feel drained. You are walking in slow motion. It is true that the narcissists don't like it when you show humility. What respect of humility? What aspect of humility do they hate? Hey, Haka. Hi, Dr. Sadler. How are you? I am fine, woman of God. How are you? She said the constant double bind leaves a target confused, stressed out, in a state of brain fog. And then the target is living in cognitive dissonance and pull back, ready to break up. Here comes the love bomb. Ooh, Karen, you are so on it till it ain't funny. That is absolutely right. Because the narcissists know without her, I'm not going to make it. I need her because the one thing she's going to do is protect me. The one thing she's going to do is house me. The one thing she's going to do is feed me. When I spend up all my money, she got money because she got a job. I always got a place to stay, even though we are risking putting out because I won't pay the bills. And vice versa. He won't go to work, or he won't bring home his money. Or when he bring home his money, he is gamble up everything, all the money. She said, this is good teaching on tonight. You know what, Ernestine? Because it's true. And people are living this every day with kids. They're having to go to a food bank with a job making $40, $50 an hour. And they're at a food bank. Danielle said, when I walk into a situation where I know my synergy will be triggered, I'm grateful of the knowledge I have now. Practice is evidence of progress in healing. It is, and you have to have it, because contention awaits. Striving awaits. You will be challenged to the core of your psychological sanity when you're dealing with a narcissist. They don't stop. They can become very grievous. They will keep on pushing the buttons, unsealing the envelope. They will keep on pressing in because their whole goal is to tangle your mind, tie up your goals, stop your energy, and don't give you a future. Take away your hope until everything points toward them. They become your God. They are your altar of worship. Everything that exists, they want it to be in them. She said, I recognize it's also a severe test. Yeah, it is. That you have to pass. Because you got to put in yourself. When you are with the narcissist, it's a different kind of energy. Then the narcissists leave and you miss them. because now you got it your memory. But when you got to access reality and these shots are coming every moment, every day, and this your reality, and you're being hit so hard until you want an alternate reality. A lot of supply live in a fantasy because they can't handle their reality. And that's all the narcissist want. Because the narcissist knows once you take on a character and you go to cognizant dissonance and you are denying, act as if it doesn't exist, they can pull you into any theatrical they want to. They pull the theme in, have the plot, and you become the main character. And they watch you for free. What they pay for it is with your time, with your mind, with your money, with your ideas. Double bind. And if you're going through that, mom, what do you think the kids are going through? And they are children. And they are trying to attack adult issues. Karen said, used to get half the rent from the narc in a shelter only $85 for him. After 3 months, he would throw a rage fit saying, I'm taking his money. And he paid rent in his apartment alone before. In the end, I paid everything. You have to make up in your mind. And it is not easy. Because most folk is not going to even believe that you're going through that. Even though there's knowledge out there, most people have a relationship instead of a situationship. So they got to give and take. So people who've never been involved with a narcissist that just take, don't understand what you're talking about. Because they're like, everybody comes around. Everybody change. Everybody turn. Not the narcissist. They do change for the worse. And it gets more about them. The longer you stay with the narcissist, the more it is about them. The longer you give to the narcissist, the more it is about them. The more committed and loyal you are to the narcissist, the more it's about them. At the end of the day, this ticket is signed. It's all about the narcissist. And when you stop giving to the narcissist, it's hell to pay. Because they're like kids. They have temper tantrum. See, they have temper tantrums. And see, the thing is, you can live such regret until your body start to react. Your body start to get sick. Disease become prominent because your body is a factor. Your emotions are off kilter. You don't feel like you're loved. The worst thing in the world is to have a loveless relationship. They did a test in Russia with babies. And there were some babies that was touched. It wasn't kissed. Their diapers were changed and they were fed. There was other babies that was held. The diapers changed. They were kissed and they were just loved on. Then they have those, all they did was fed them and changed their diapers. They never loved them, but they never let them go with a diaper too long, and they would never let them go hungry. But they never loved them. They never said anything to them. They would just do what they do, and they look at them and wouldn't say a word. The babies who got changed, who were fed on time, but no words were spoken to them, and they were not helped. The babies will bump their head up against the bed and just roll. And they will hold their arm so they will roll in one side of their arm, roll in the other side of their arm, because the only way they was touched is by their own hand. The babies that were fed, loved, and talked to looked forward to the person's voice. They looked around for voices. and they will touch the bed because with the voice they want to be touched. The baby that was touched, talked to, fed, changed, these babies grew faster. These babies were healthy. The light in their eyes, they were happier babies. Now, if that was a test with babies, and they've been existing just for months in the world, you've been with the narcissist for 40 years, 15 years, 30 years, and you were abused. And the only touch you related to when they wanted something, when they need something, it was never a touch of value, a touch of importance, a touch of significance. The only time you were touched, you knew a request was coming right after that. Listen to this. Close to be Danielle said, feeling trapped hits real different when you're an adult, just realizing all of this. You know why? Because you're an independent agent that should be able to make sound decisions, but you feel like your decisions are trapped in the box of someone else's choice. Think about this. You are an adult person, able to make sound decisions, but you feel like your actions and your decision is trapped in somebody else's box, and they got the power to open it and close it, open it and close it, and they do it at will. Doesn't bother them to play with you, doesn't bother them to psych you out. They look forward to damage, and it's not damage control, it's damage release. And because you're being hit and hit and hit on a constant basis, you sustain damage because you meant to keep your shields up, but it was so many hits. You see how my hands open and close? Well, when my hands are open, there go the missile, and then it closed, the missile can't come in. It opens and the missile hits, and then it closed and the missile can't come in. Open, close, open, close. Every time you open, you are being hit. That's a lot of hits. And after a while, you sustain damage. Hello there, Camilla. How are you? Thank you so much. This is how it is with God and us. We don't have Yahweh. We are miserable. We just need God's love. It's not God the problem. God is not the problem. God is the answer. God is the resolution. It's the narcissist that's the problem. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the narcissist that is a problem. And most Christians that end up with the narcissist, it doesn't mean they don't have God. They just made an improper choice. They done made an improper choice. And the narcissist, the spiritual ones, sometimes can be the worst ones. Why? Because they hide behind religion. And most folk won't challenge it. Young people will, but most folk won't challenge it. She said, I agree. I just joined when you were talking about the parent, and it made me think of that. All right? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about the narcissist family. That is a big one. Whether you talk about the narcissist and their sibling and the parent, or you talk about the narcissist and their children. What is hard for most people to believe? That somebody can't love them. Yeah, but I do everything for him. How can he not love me? He can. When a person, NPD, is a personality disorder. So that means this is not a behavior disorder where they can change their behavior. You don't change your personality without changing your mind. The mind of the narcissist is stuck within the perimeters of who they are. They have grandiosity. They have a sense of entitlement. They feel that you are beneath them and there's no one equivalent to them, and that you should feel privileged to want to serve them, to want to give to them. And they feel like you're not going to find anything better because they're the best. How can you help someone who feel like they don't need it? It's just like a person who's an alcoholic. Until they recognize that they're alcoholic, they're going to keep drinking. They tell you, I do social with drinking. I'm not an alcoholic. And you saying, yeah, but you drink at 6 o'clock in the morning and you don't stop. You drink all day. You just become a professional alcoholic. But they drink all day. What do you call that? They said that's a social drink. Cognizant dissident is going to put you in full denial of any truth you're experiencing. Because you can't change until you recognize change. You're not going to stop until you see a reason to stop. And the enemy is not going to let you stop. He's not. Come on, somebody. The narcissist double bind. When you love somebody, you love them with your bones. You can't see yourself without them. And people say, girl, why don't you just leave? Boy, why don't you just leave? That ain't as easy as you say. Because you're not in my situation. It's easy for you to tell me to leave. When people are trauma bonded, they are bonded to the trauma. Leaving doesn't relieve the trauma. When they leave, the trauma goes with them. They start ruminating about the narcissist. They start taking responsibility for the breakup. They start thinking it's all their fault. Then they say, if I had one more chance, I believe if I do this, it will work. I believe if I say this, it will work. I believe if I give them this, it will work. None of that will work. Karen said, if a target dares to complain become depressed or grow quiet, the narcissist rage saying, you don't love me, you never love me. This is the double bind. And they know they drove you away. Then beg you. Yep, anything you put in front of God is a sin. Absolutely. There still comes time, this is Danielle, when enough is enough, point blank, period. Voluntary or involuntary. It does. But once you recognize that, what do you do about it? See, you can come to grips with, I'm tired of this. I done had enough of this. Okay, then where will we go from here? Because really, until you leave, it keeps going. People say, I want total liberty living with the narcissist. They don't even operate like that. They create an atmosphere of confusion. They create an atmosphere of devaluation. Whatever the atmosphere, that is the invitation of the storm. Yeah, that is the invitation of a storm. You can behave accordingly, but until you drown yourself in prayer, till you drown yourself in the word, because you got to offset the arrows that are shot at you. So you got to shield. And that means you got to be consistent in what you do. And you're going to find the most peace you have is when you're in another place, when you're out of the house at work, when you're doing something. Because back in the house, it's constant warfare. You're walking around on eggshells. You never know what move they're going to be in. You never know what they're going to disperse. You never know what they're going to say. And you know everything is your fault. She said, I have to resist matching the energy of you never match their energy. Yeah, you never match their energy. You match the energy of God, because that's your peace. Because if you're matching the energy of the narcissist, that's destructive. You're never going to match their energy because they're destructive. It's like having forest fire, and you're trying to put water on all these fires, and it keeps jumping till it destroy all of this property. But you are rained down from one helicopter, one airplane, and it's all over the place. When you're grown up in a narcissist home, that familiar spirit is what you gotta fight. Because every cell in your body is used to the language. She said, do you believe not parents can pass it on to their children, or does it become self-conscious thing that they don't want to be like them, so they fear they are? Well, you know what? I believe that the narcissist can train children from once they're out of the womb, but because the child has heard them fussing in the womb all the time. And then when they come out, the narcissist is going to choose a scapegoat or a golden child. The golden child is worse than the scapegoat because the golden child is compliant and the narcissist lives through them. Everything the narcissist mom or dad say, the golden child complies to try to please them, where the scapegoats will fight back. They just very honest because they feel like they ain't got nothing to lose. And even though they go after the consensus of the parents and the father, whoever is the narcissist, they try to please them. They never do. And the scapegoat is so radical until the narcissist will try to make them happy through deception just to move them out of the way. She said, once a person realizes this situationship is wrong, time to learn about NPD. She said, quietly plan your escape. Get a local DV advocate when there are children. Avoid fake Amber Alert by working with DV. Domestic violence. And Karen, could you leave that number? Because domestic violence isn't just physical abuse. It is now acknowledged that it is emotional abuse. And they acknowledge the emotional abuse. That means that you trying to leave and he stands in front of the door and prevent you from standing in the door. The National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-798-SAFE. 1-800-798-SAFE. Karen, on the domestic violence hotline, is the first one 799 and the other one is 798. Which one is it? She said, it is normal to become more reserved after a narcissistic relationship. I am normally an extrovert, but I spend more time alone now since my divorce. Right. You got to regather yourself. When you have been through a storm and you come out of the shelter and look around and see all that debris, it's mind blowing because that means you got to do that much building. The amount of the debris lets you know the amount of building you're going to have to do. And when it has taken everything you have to the ground, you got to build from the ground up. That can be devastating, but that's work. Librarian 322, if they hide your car keys so that you cannot leave, even for a couple of hours, is that DV? Yes, if that's violent. Sorry, both are 799. Okay, safe. Yes, that is. If they're preventing you from going to a place of safety when you feel threatened, that is DV. But if you don't call it, they can't do anything. So you just have to stay within that situation. That's why I say it's very challenging, but you got to be bold in this challenge to protect you and your children. Because what you allow and consent to, you cannot conquer what you keep tolerating. Once you stop tolerating it, then you can implement a force of release. Because after a while, it's just like when you drink it, once you get away from the drink, the bottle, you start to be healed. Because you're no longer consuming the alcohol, that's the problem. And then you start changing your mind. When they deal with a person who's an alcoholic, they work on his mind. They don't work on his bottle. Because if you work on your mind, the bottle will take care of itself. So when you're dealing with double bind, it's a no-win situation. Do you believe we only have 15 minutes left? I mean, and then some of you that have reopened to the narcissist thinking they had changed because they were pleading with you and you wanted them so bad. You waited for them. Even though they've been gone for 2 years, now they show up. You never stop loving them. And some of you that got in other relationships, you just drew what you had in the worst form. And now you're doing it again with the narcissist. Thank you so much, Royal Talk TV. Absolutely. Absolutely. See? And Royal Talk said, God bless your work here helping folk out of this horrible shit. Oh, yes, ma'am. Cluster B Free said, hiding car keys and blocking the door so that you can't leave is illegal. Called detaining against your will. This is a crime because it's a hostage situation. Make a police report when you are in a safe place and stay no contact. Now, let me tell you, the most critical place to be is when you're getting ready to leave a narcissist. That's why you cannot reveal what you're going to do. You never let nobody know your plans, not even your family, because they may be flying monkeys. And if you tell them, they're going to tell the narcissist. The narcissists hate loss, and it could be a life endangerment. And if they feel like they're losing their life, because when you provide for them, when you care for them, they don't have a home port when they leave. There's no place for them to come back. So they don't want you to leave. When you are prime supply, you become the mothership. Everything that's in the mothership. No, you're not going to be treated right. You have the worst treatment as the closest to the narcissist. Free to be me said, I've learned through this process that we have to learn to be content within and not put so much emphasis on being with a man. It's okay to be single sometimes. That is the safety. I agree. Oh, I agree. When you are with someone that gives no release and take all of your energy, you're going to have to deal with it. Hey, Jesus girl Betty, how are you? You have to deal with prime suspects. These criminals that are after your emotions, after your goals. What have you experienced since being with them? You don't need anybody to tell you something. Go through a historical account. Look at the conditions of your children. Using the bathroom as soon as they hear daddy. They are afraid of daddy. A little girl don't want to be alone with daddy. A little boy grab his back when he see daddy. Mom, what are you going to do? You know when something is not right. You can't love it more than you love your babies. You can't make a throne room out of pain. You can't make an altar out of torture, because the altar will speak and it will work. It will keep that pain going. It will keep that torment going. Royal Talk TV said a lot of people is in finance hardship and stay in it mentally broken, living in fear because of financial hardship. Because the narcissist will spend yours and keep theirs. You can marry a billionaire and they will get money from you while they keep their money and you're struggling. She said the most dangerous time is just before you leave and after. She said even non-violent narcs can become stalkers. Trigger warning. A narc could unalive the target. This is a major narcissistic injury right when you leave. And Raw Talk TV said, yes, ma'am, you are 100% right. Raw Talk TV, I'm giving you a high five, because that's true. The narcissist says, what is mine, and what is yours is mine. And we're not going to negotiate at the table. It's already concealed. It's already done. The negotiation was made when we hook up. The synergy now is that I have all of yours and you have none of mine. Because the narcissists want to do what they want to do, go where they want to go, be with who they want to be with, and they're serious cheaters. That's why most people that with a narcissist, and what the narcissist does, even if they have money, they will provide for you because of image. They will give you what you want because of image. Not what you want, what they want you to have. What appears that they're taking care of their family. That's what the narcissist will give you. That's what the narcissist will exemplify on your behalf. But you're not going to have that. You only have that in public. They put you in jewelry. They put you in the finest cars in public. Then they call you all kind of dog. You ain't going to have nothing. When I die, I'm not going to leave nothing in your name. And if you don't watch them, they'll fulfill that. It happened to me. He robbed our joint bank account and cheated on me since day one. You know what? That is so true because I know couples, they've been married for 40 years. He's had a mistress for 40 years. She done had kids. They got kids. And most of the kids are around the same age. But she never had the power to lead. But I'm telling you, Royal Talk TV, thank God for freeing your mind. So are you in a no contact phase? She said, thank God I never got it. Oh, STD. You need to praise God. She said, there are 23 watching live. Royal Talk TV, she said, you better get out. Oh, you bailed me out. Oh, my God. Thank you, Dr. Sadler. Oh, God bless you, woman of God. I would love, you and I need to hook up with one of your programs, and we need to talk about this. We need to be an informant for other people so they can know they can get out. So Royal Talk TV, a few years ago, wow, I would love to communicate with you. Let's hook up. You can write me at destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. Dr. Carmen Bryan, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. She's my daughter, and I'm telling you, she is good. And she is a licensed therapist and a mental health specialist in the area of torment. Danielle just put my email up. Let's Royal Talk TV. Let's hook up. Let's talk about this. Let's make it more aware in the lives of people. She said, I email you and I will. Okay, you email me and I will email. Yes, you saved my life. Oh, bless your heart. You know, I was an instrument, but God really did it. Free to be me said, agreed. The both of you saved my life. It's been 3 years since my divorce. She's talking about me and Dr. Bryan. Roy Talk TV said, I will. Thank you so much. You know, we are coming to the end of this program because we're only on 1 hour live. I am situating myself, getting my schedule together where I can come on, and I'm going to do little snippets and bring those here. I want you to make sure that you like and share the page, and then come on my page to see what new videos I do. But I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook. Make sure you're following me there, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. She said, the narcissist, male and female, don't believe in using protection. Nope. When cheating. This is why it is so important not to take the narcissist back, because you don't know what they have. And just like World Talk TV, God protected her at this time. She said, I was living in hell. I was glued to all your videos. Save me from death at the hands of a domestic abuser. Oh my God. I am so glad Royal Talk. I am so glad that God spared you. God kept you. I am so glad. God bless you, baby girl. And I'm so glad you stayed out of it and that you reach back to help people, to help them live. All right, everybody. I'm getting ready to get off, but I want you to join me every Wednesday after Factabulous Bible Study. And right now I'm coming on 1 hour on Wednesday because my schedule is packed. But I'm telling you, God is making room for me to come back, and I want you to listen up because I'm looking for Royal TV Talk, Royal Talk TV. She said, I never thought he will harm me after 10 years. He will not just only harm you, he will unalive you. When narcissists make threats, don't take it that they're just making threat. God bless everyone here, and God be with you all. Thank you so much. Free to be me said, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Ernestine. All of you that are on board tonight, thank you so much. Join me next Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And I'm looking forward to you, Royal Talk TV, for our future date. God bless you. She said, preach the word truth. Amen. I will. I promise to do it in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, moderators. God bless you. Bye-bye.